Hello there guys! It is now February 2nd, which means it's time to start the febregency vlog. It's very exciting. Febregency 2023. Do you want to be on film or no? My mom is here helping me.
You need a haircut.
Okay, don't worry about it. I'll show you what we're making today. We are, of course, making the scotch eggs. I know my kitchen is a mess. Usually when I try to film food vloggy type things, I try to actually clean the kitchen a little bit. Not happening. We're making scotch eggs according to a website. It's called janeausten.co.uk, and they have tons of really neat recipes on here. They had the bubble and squeak recipe, but they took it down, I guess, which is a bummer because I was gonna use it. So I had to find a different bubble and squeak recipe, but I'm still excited for that. So for the bubble and squeak, we've got ham roasting in the oven right now, which my mom brought. And on the stove here, we have some oil, which we're heating up. So how we do this is you boil some eggs. This is for the scotch eggs. You boil some eggs, and my mom has washed some potatoes here for the bubble and squeak later, because you have to mash up potatoes and some veggies and stuff and fry it. And it's named bubble and squeak because of the noise it makes. So we take the boiled eggs, we roll them in flour, and then we pack them all around with pork sausage. And I got Italian sausage because that's just the best kind at our store. And then you dip them in egg and then in oats, and then you deep fry them, which I don't have a deep fryer, so we're just gonna fry them in here and then turn them over halfway through the cooking time. I'm having some trouble with my foot, but I really iced it last night, and I'm hoping that I'll actually be able to really film some febregency videos soon. I read a Rambler essay this morning, and it was really like refreshing because it was talking about how sometimes the loudest, most popular voices of a generation just get forgotten very quickly because they're only talking about topics that are interesting at the time. I need to get going on the eggs, but just wanted to tell you, it was a great essay, and it makes me feel better about not getting super interested in politics all the time, because if you're reading the voices that are going to be popular in 100 years, it's not going to be as current and contemporary, but it's definitely worth it. So anyways, and I really made it further in Evelina as well last night. I'm 13% in. So my mom's just going to show me getting ready this egg, and then we will catch up with you in a couple days probably. Perfect. Okay. Then we'll grab some of this. And we'll just... Hello there, editor Christy. I'm cutting in here because I realized that I never actually explained what Evelina is or what it's about. So it's about a girl who has like a questionable parentage and has been raised by a man who is just very kind and is being a father to her. And basically it's her first foray out into society outside of her rural country home where she grew up with the man who was raising her. And she's never had any connection to her father or anything like that. Her mother died years and years ago, and I think her mother died in childbirth. I don't remember exactly, but it's a series of misadventures at the point where I am. Editor Christy is at 40%. It's like a lot of comedic issues of her making a mess of herself and everything in society because she's not used to it. She's used to a very retired life. And it's written in letters, mostly from the girl to her father figure. So I don't know when the modern dish of fish and chips was invented, but it still feels very febregency appropriate. Hello there guys, it's now February 4th, the 4th day of febregency, and I posted my first febregency like actual material yesterday, other than like TBRs. I did a little short about Samuel Johnson's The Rambler, and I definitely want to read more by him this month if I get a chance. However, next I will be reading The Midnight Court by Brian Merriman, which is actually a little bit out of the correct time period, and it's also Irish. It was originally written in Irish and it was written in 1780. So I don't actually know how popular this poem was. It's like a long poem. Between like 50 and like 90 pages depending on your edition. Usually, I don't really think that people in Regency England or English readers were reading it, because I don't think Irish literature was at the time something that people were interested in reading. I know they were interested in Scotland because of Sir Walter Scott. Is that his name? The person who wrote Ivanhoe. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I'm trying to hurry because I have reading sprints, febregency reading sprints on Jenny's channel in like 2 seconds. But I wanted to update you on my reading. So that's what I'm going to be reading hopefully today on the reading sprints, and I'm so excited to try it out. I know it's kind of early. I know that probably only Irish readers were reading it at the time, but Ireland was part of the United Kingdom, so it counts, right? There were Regency readers who were reading the Midnight Court. So it's supposed to be like a very politically kind of progressive poem about women's rights and political rights of, I think, Irish people. And I know that you're visiting the fairy court. And I think it might be a dream. I don't know. I'm excited to try it. I got the Frank O'Connor translation because that's where I first heard of it, was from Flannery O'Connor's letters, and she was talking about how one day she hopes that somebody will ask if she's related to Frank O'Connor so that she can claim to be his mother, which I really love Flannery O'Connor's letters. I get so many book recommendations from there. So when I saw that she had recommended an Irish poet, you know, well, she didn't recommend Brian Merriman, she recommended Frank O'Connor, who translated it in the 20th century. And actually, Ireland, they canceled it. Dang it, what's the word? I'm sorry, my brain today. But they would not let everybody read it, which I thought was very interesting. I think it's quite a body poem. So excited to read that. And I've also gotten about 23% through Evelina, and it's dragging a little bit for me. I'm just not really a fan of some of the characters, which I know Dia is also not a fan of some of the characters. So hoping that it picks up here soon. And I did enjoy the beginning quite a lot, so I'm gonna obviously keep reading and we'll see what happens later in the story. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Hello there, guys. It is February 7th and I am finally making the bubble and squeak. I have been cooking various portions of it for like a week because you're supposed to use like leftovers and fry it up. So I'm chopping up an onion. That is maybe the only thing that's not a leftover, supposed to be a leftover. Everything else I actually am just using it pretty much fresh. I just cooked them up yesterday. I got a new air fryer, so I air fried some carrots because they had to be at a different temperature than the zucchini and potatoes that I baked in the oven at 400, I think. So I'm waiting for the butter to melt. It called for like 6 tablespoons of butter or something, like wild like that. I'm not using that many because I'm probably just gonna have the recipe for the most part anyway. Making these kind of pancake recipes is tough. There's a recipe to make like Korean pancakes too that I tried, and everything just like totally fell apart. I'm excited to try this. So the next step is it's gonna have me fry this up for a minute, and then I have to put 2 cups of mashed potatoes, but I'm just gonna use 1. And then I will put in the carrots and zucchini after that. So I will check in back with you once it's cooking up a little bit and it's more interesting. Hello, okay, I've got meat, I've got veggies, all mashed up in this bowl, and it's time to smash them down into the pan. They're all so cold that it didn't really turn into a mash, it just is kind of a bunch of things all together, but I'm hoping that as the potato warms up, that it will be more cohesive. We'll see. We have bubbling. So far, I don't hear any squeaking. But it honestly smells so good. The mashed potatoes, I roasted like fingerling baby potatoes with garlic yesterday and then like mashed them immediately after getting them out of the oven, and they're just so garlicky and nice and salty, and I'm so excited to try this. I don't know that this is exactly what Bubble and Squeak is supposed to look like. One of my subscribers had actually sent me a video and I forgot to watch it. And I have no idea what it's supposed to look like or if this is right. But I'm enjoying the sound and the smell. Can't wait to try it.
When I get to 10 or something, I might do a little wrap up of my short stories as I'm going. But I did read one of these, and I do.
Hello friends. I almost said 안녕하세요 because I've been working on my Korean. Today is Tuesday, February 7th. Well, I'm in my comfy, cozy loungewear today. So my health has unfortunately just gotten worse over the last week. So I think I'm going to end the vlog here, and hopefully I'll get better a little later in the month and be able to come back with a little bit more. But I wanted to update you on Evelina because I'm really enjoying it. I'm like 40% through, and after really enjoying the beginning, and then like for the percentage between like maybe 15 to 25% ish, or 15 to 30% maybe, I wasn't enjoying it so much because it was kind of a lot of the same misunderstandings and stuff. But if you are annoyed by a couple of the characters, I just want to encourage you to keep going because it does get better. It's not like the characters disappear, but I just think it gets funnier. So I am enjoying it, around 40% through, and I've switched pretty much entirely to audiobook now. I read the beginning physically, but and I also finished the play The Midnight Court by Brian Merriman, which was translated by Frank O'Connor. And I'm not entirely sure yet why Flannery O'Connor enjoyed it so much. It didn't really hit with me very well. It was like very body, very much about like female sexual rights and stuff. And it was like fine, but maybe that I need to double check what she said about it in the letters and see if maybe there was other poetry that she liked by him or what. Because yeah, that didn't hit for me at all, and I was surprised. So maybe she just thought it was funny, or maybe because it's an Irish author and she's Irish. Maybe that's why she liked it. That's most of my reading so far. I did start The Vicar of Wakefield. You can guess why I started The Vicar of Wakefield, of course. It was because of Tristan in one of his videos, and also on the live stream he was quoting it all the time, and I was just like, oh, this sounds like the quotable book that I need in my febregency life. So one of the quotes that I really love, just as an example to you, is I chose my wife as she did her wedding gown, not for fine glossy surfaces, but for qualities that would wear well, which I love. So good. So it's full of quotes like that. And I'm enjoying that one probably the most out of my febregency picks. It has a very strong voice. The Vicar of Wakefield, I think, is narrated by the Vicar of Wakefield, and he has a strong, lovely voice. And it's just full of like good sense. And sorry, I really shed, like this hair, it just sheds everywhere. So I'm just like, oh, there's hair all over while I'm talking with you. Anyways, so I'm gonna go back to my relaxation, hopefully get a little reading done. I'm sitting here working on some Korean because when my focus isn't great, I can usually still focus on Korean. So that's what I've been doing. But I'll try and get some actual reading in soon. My mom's gonna come over today and help me with some chores, and we're gonna watch The Lord of the Rings Blu-rays, which I got for myself for Christmas with gift cards. So thank you to Kevin's family for all the gift cards. That's what I bought with them. Oh, it's the extended editions. That's why we got them. I had the original DVDs, but they weren't extended. So anyways, okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hopefully soon I can do more febregency content. Let me know down below what you are reading for febregency. Take care. Bye-bye.